how are things in Seattle? What is the mood now that Zac Gallen has been named the starter to the National League All-Star team?
I mean, the mood seems to be great. I mean, for him, I don't think there's anything he would rather be doing during his All-Star break than starting the game in the National League. That's obviously a huge honor. I did talk to Zac about that a few days ago back in Arizona about, whether he was interested in starting the game. Obviously, I kind of figured that he would be. And just, what that would mean to him if he got that opportunity. And it was funny. He basically told me, like, yes, it would be a huge honor, and I would love to do it for that reason. But also, I'm a very routine-oriented guy, and I want to start the game. I don't want to have to deal with messing up my rhythm and pitching out of the bullpen.
That's a great point.
That's not something I had thought about.
Zac is happy to be doing that for sure. But I mean, he's such a routine-oriented guy. I think that's a big factor as well.
It's funny because we talk about that with the home run derby, where sometimes guys maybe don't want to risk, like, for some reason, participating in the home run derby and having it like
messing up their swing.
Impacting their swing for the second half or anything like that. But that's an interesting take that I can kind of see, especially with Zac being the way he is, that would be a big deal to him. Speaking of the home run derby, Jesse, excited for tonight? What are your thoughts on the contestants here participating in the home run derby?
I'm going Adolis Garcia all the way, man.
You're still on board with that?
I don't know why I have that feeling, but for some reason I do. I believe that Luis Robert and Adolis Garcia line up to play each other in the second round if they both get past the first round. I feel like whoever wins that is going to win the whole thing. Although I think Julio is going to have his moment. I think he's going to put on a show in front of the home fans. I think he's going to take down Pete Alonso, and I'm sure a heavily contested first round. But I've got Adolis Garcia winning the whole thing.
I think J-Rod is going to try too hard.
Yes,
that's what I think is going to happen.
I don't believe in him at all.
He's going to be in front of his home crowd. I mean, maybe he's comfortable because he's there at T-Mobile Park, but there's just something about it that I don't know. I mean, that seems like such a great story and the obvious pick, but not the pick that a lot of people are going with. But we had, Jesse, a question here. Do we want to go on? Let's go on to our next Mailbag Monday question because, of course, this is about another All-Star.
Right up Jesse's alley.
And Jesse, Jacob Schultz wants to know if Corbin Carroll played in Summer League, what would his stat line be?
If he played like NBA Summer League, is that?
I think that's what he's asking for. I don't know about an MLB
he's definitely running the point. I'll say that.
Yeah, he's point guard. He's point guard on the Suns Summer League team.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously is presumably be faster than anyone else on the court. So I mean, that has to be worth something. He's also
a lot of breakaway points.
If we're legitimately talking about NBA Summer League, I mean, Corbin Carroll would be criminally undersized.
That's a fair point.
So I want to say he would, drop like 25 with 11 assists or something. But at that size, I'm not sure how bullish I feel.
What about baseball's version of Summer League?
That would be
spring
like
training?
Fall League?
Fall League, I guess.
Would Fall League be like baseball's version of Summer League? Or would it be more like spring training?
Yeah, I think Fall League is a pretty good. I think Fall League is a pretty good approximation of what Summer League is for the NBA. If Corbin Carroll played in the Fall League at this point, I think he would absolutely just go off.
Average 450.
Oh my God! I think he might do more than that. I think he might get on. I think he might have hits on the majority of his at bats.
The man is incredible. And I've seen some of your pictures, some of your videos, some of your posts from him. It feels like Seattle's really embracing their guy coming back home.
Yeah, man, he was mobbed the entire time. We just finished with media availability, and it was.
I bet he hated that, Jesse. He hated that.
Yeah, I think deep down he was probably protesting, but Corbin's a good guy and a lot of fun to talk to, and people were asking him about favorite restaurants in the area. He gave some pointers there. Although he did give the very safe answer that the best place to eat in Seattle is in his mom's kitchen, which I'm sure she would give him brownie points for that.
There we go. Let's go.
But yeah, he was actually at a T-Mobile store earlier today doing like a meet and greet with fans. Apparently, one of his like school grade teachers showed up and said hi, and that was kind of a cool moment for him too.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, just really. I also just talking with his agent Joe Urban, who's on site here as well, and just what the last few days have been like for Corbin, and it just seems so apparently so clear to me that while everyone around Corbin was very concerned about him potentially not getting this opportunity, and obviously dealing with the shoulder issue, and we've had those conversations right on the show about how devastating that would be if that happened, and it just seems very clear from what I've heard that throughout this whole process, Corbin has probably been the least concerned person in the room. He's just so good at staying in the moment, and just taking each day as it comes. And I'm sure he's embracing that right now, just trying to live in the moment and soak up all of this that he possibly can. This is the only time in Corbin Carroll's career that he will play in an all-star game in Seattle. Just the way that the timing works. This is it. So it's a once in a lifetime kind of a thing for him, and he seems to be taking it all in.
That's beautiful, man. And honestly, I hate to be constantly thinking about how this benefits the Diamondbacks, but I'm like, this is good training for him, right? Like the more this team wins, if they do make it in the playoffs, if they do make it deep, there is going to be this kind of media coverage, and he is going to be a focal point because he is the most valuable player right now on this team. It would probably be a toss-up between him and Zac Gallen, but I would be leaning that Corbin Carroll he's already made that impact where he is the most valuable player on this team overall. But we did discuss this earlier. I wanted to get your thoughts. Corbin Carroll getting at bats in the All-Star game with him batting eighth. What are your thoughts on him batting eighth, and what are your thoughts on him maybe not getting very many at bats? Good thing or bad thing?
I mean, he'll definitely get one. He's not like they're going to pull him before he gets that first opportunity.
Right.
I do, yeah. It'll be interesting to see how long Rob Thompson sticks with the starters and how soon Corbin is removed from the game. It initially sounded like Corbin Carroll a few weeks ago was sort of elected in as a center fielder, but I guess that wasn't necessarily true. So Carroll's actually starting in left field. Mookie Betts is playing center field for the National League. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Rob Thompson uses Corbin in this game, but I'm sure he'll get an at bat, and honestly, that's all that really matters here.
All right, Jesse. Well, we will let you get back to all of your shenanigans that you have going on there in Seattle, but we look forward to more reports on everything from tonight's Home Run Derby, and then we'll have you join us after tomorrow's All-Star game. Can't wait for you to bring us all sorts of updates on how these guys did.
Sounds good, guys. Have fun.
Jesse. You have fun. We're going to be here in Phoenix fucking melting our asses off. You have fun in the beautiful weather.
I feel like I have to see. Can I make
shut
this
up.
Work? Can you guys see out here?
Yeah, that's
fucking rubbing it in.
Cloudy.
Man.
It's cloudy. It's like 63 degrees. It's ideal.
That sounds
It's really,
so
really
nice.
All right. I don't want to talk to him anymore. Get him
Get
out
him
of
off
here.
my
Jesse,
screen.
get him out of my screen. Bye, Jesse. We'll see you later.